Brilliant technology. Hi, guys. Uh, if you're following me on Instagram, you know I've been promising a gallery tour for a while. I say gallery tour, but it's one wall. But it's kind of the accumulation of what I've been working on for the last 2 years during the lockdown and what I've been painting and how I came to do all of it. Trigger warning, I swear a lot. Like, I don't even know what I'm doing it half the time. And I am really self conscious about my voice because I was like an alto and my voice has always been really low. So I don't record myself often, either talking or singing. So bear with me. This is all pretty new. Um, but without further ado, let's get to it. So I apologize for the shaky cam. I'm just going to kind of do a quick pan and give you some background. I come from a really musical family. My dad was an Elvis impersonator and a country music singer from Bristol, Tennessee. He even wrote a song called Bristol, Tennessee. My brother started playing drums when he was 3, fucking prodigy. And he went on to be Dad's party piece when he was about 6, playing out with Dad at the bars. Um, but he went on to be a shredder, a really badass guitarist. And, you know, my family did like cover band stuff and bar band stuff, but everybody always worked really hard. And my friends now are a lot of musicians. And I know you guys work your ass off. Let's see, I'm a single mom. I live with my daughter. We've been vegan for almost 5 years. How's that for trigger warning? Someone's gonna get pissed off. Judge away. So I started painting when they closed work. They closed all the restaurants on my birthday, 3/16 of 2020. And so Molly and I just spent a lot of time listening to music and hanging out at the house and being creative. So I got to show her a lot of really cool things. We went through a lot of Stooges and 80s horror movies, and she was already a big fan of Jason, but she got to see some classics for the first time during the lockdown, so it had its benefits. This calls for divine intervention. This was a piece I did for Brain Dead or Dead Alive. Can we just call it Brain Dead Alive now and just combine the two? I think we can all agree on that. Uh, I love bringing this movie up, especially around like the D&D people and the Lord of the Rings fans, because I'm like, oh man, you guys like Peter Jackson? Have you seen his early work? Because I'm evil. So it's like I recommend Bad Taste to these people trying to learn Elvish. And Dead Alive. I really tried to capture that oh shit moment right before right before he knew it was too late. Oh, I kick ass for the Lord. My Australian accent's terrible. I apologize. It's awful. Anyway, uh, this piece, the Tony Todd and Leslie Vernon, I'm so happy with. You'll notice that that is Leslie Scythe on Candyman and Candyman's hook on Leslie because I want them very badly to be friends. These are my two favorite slashers. Candyman was my first, partially because Halloween was constantly rented out whenever I went to the video store. But I rented Candyman first, and it was amazing. Like seeing Clive Barker movies at 11 really made an impact. But Leslie, you just feel for the guy. You can't help it. Like he's so sweet, and I loved like the behind the scenes moments during like the documentary that they're shooting. If you haven't seen uh, uh, Behind the Mask, Rise of Leslie Vernon, that's the full title. Definitely give that a watch because these two are my favorite slasher. Hearts. Oh, besides May. Oh, there I am. See if I can see me or not. Yeah, I love May. Angela Bettis is queen. You don't get a lot of female slashers. I feel for May though. When I was a kid, I had lazy eye and I had to wear that stupid patch, except I didn't get a cool pirate patch. No, no, no. I had to wear this like goofy skin tone band-aid. Yeah, I was marked for life. So I feel you, May. I also sew. But in my early days of painting, this one was really, really early on. And of course, just learning how to do anatomy, I'm like, you know what, this painting needs more hands. Anyone that draws knows the hands suck. Why hands? Hashtag why hands, if you know, you know. There I am. Half native, half European, all Muppet, baby. Molly's joining me for this section. I painted this tiny Pennywise, literally just to fill that space. But he's adorable. And Tim Curry is king. He'll always be the best Pennywise. Okay?
He's the best Pennywise. Change our minds.
Mom, you heard her. She's done this too now. Molly's a Leo. She's very opinionated. She'll tell you what's up. She got me this. I'm too old for this sheet. My child. Okay. Here we go. This one is actually based on two songs that I'm so ashamed I actually thought were the same band for a little while. And then I checked into it and found out that The Devil's Son is by Creepshow. Meanwhile, Angel Without Wings is by Spook Show. Not to get too confused ever, but neither one of them are horror pops. All of which I think are amazing, and they're on my playlist regularly.
Yeah, I understand why you would confuse them because they have like similar they kind of have similar voices and the titles are really similar. So
yeah, the bands. So this is from The Devil's Son. Well, I was sleeping late at night when I heard a sound that gave me an awful fright. I looked out of my window to clear my sight. I saw the Devil's Son in the pale moonlight. Or alternately, I'm an angel without wings. I just feel like killing. Killing is my option. Molly's sing backup for me. I love this idea of this electric harp. And if anyone is a maker of musical instruments, please make this for me. I think that is badass. Make a harp that looks like an electric guitar. Please and thank you. Oh, and by the way, this version of The Devil's Son is based on an old City of Heroes, City of Villains character that I used to play, named Damien Darkchild, who was this badass greaser with a red pompadour that started out as just a scrappy, punchy guy, but ended up having this big, long storyline about being Satan's kid and having to take over. It's actually pretty cool. Kind of missed that game. I didn't do a whole lot of video gaming, but I really liked that. City of Heroes, City of Villains. Back in like 2008-ish. Oh god. Are we ready to the Skitterning as well? So, Mr. Skitterning has both directly and indirectly sort of inspired several of these. Clearly, my most recent one was the Beetlejuice because I love these two together. If you ever watched the cartoon, I was just saying, it's like you never know. Like, are they friends? Like, is he like her? It's weird because, I mean, he's dead and she's however old, like 12, 15. I don't know. It's weird, but it never ever comes up. And I like that it never comes up. Moving right along. Oh, yeah. Mandolin. That was a pain in the ass. And I love the edging on that one. I didn't do any glow in the dark or any gimmicky things with that one, but I love the edging on it. Okay. This one is gimmicky. A lot of people think that it's for the Ritual Flame video, and I use the Ritual Flame imagery of the green flames, and they glow in the dark, which is cool as hell. But it was actually a screenshot from the Poison video because it's the song that I karaoke the most. Whenever I go out, if I can get one song in, that's the one that I do. So that was right when Poison running through your veins. That's my screenshot. Should I sing it? I hear you calling and it's needles and pins. I wanna hurt you just to hear you screaming my name. We'll leave it at that. I don't know how this audio is going to turn out just recording on my phone, so we'll embarrass myself as little as possible. Vinny, my Vincent Price painting I was so happy with. I love him at the Tingler era. Last Man on Earth. I actually wrote a rockabilly song called I'd Only Love You If You Were the Last Man on Earth. And it was my love song to Vincent Price back when I was writing music. Here's another Scardenius one from the Don't Go Into Light video by Zombina and the Skeletones. There was a bunch of quick edits and super close-ups, like these really clear, like 3 clear images, and I wanted to capture that from the video. If you ever get a chance, go check it out. I'm gonna leave links to some of my favorite videos in the description if I can figure out how to do it. Fucking technology. But moving right along. This is another one that was actually indirectly sort of inspired by Scardenius, the Gruspel Krampus, because I got these great leggings from the Threadless store that had Krampus all over him, and it was right around the same time as he did Long Dark Night, so it was fitting. But I wanted to do a Christmas in July. I usually do Halloween in May, but I'm like, if I want to do Christmas in July, let's do it right, and we did one with Krampus. I actually had to repaint all of that lettering and the tree when I screwed it up on 4th of July. I was distraught that day, but the details on this one are a lot of fun. This kid kicked over her sandbox, or her sandcastle, I mean, and Krampus came to take care of it. But that one was a lot of fun to paint, besides the stress of that lettering. Lettering, hands, cars, and buildings, things that are technical and musical instruments. This guitar. All right, I've got a lot to say about this one. We're gonna take a small break, and I'll get right back to you guys. All right, I'm back. We're baking under the lights and had to take a break. Oh, incidentally, the Krampus one. Also, my favorite iteration of Krampus, Venture Brothers. If you're a Venture Brothers fan, leave me a like. Can't you just magic it away? No more than you can science it away. Yeah, if you get the reference. Okay, this one we gotta talk about. This one was in many ways my masterpiece, and it was actually my first self-portrait. It got me and Molly both in there. Me wearing more Scardenia's merchandise, the pineapple clothes that were released. If you didn't already know, it's based on a still from the Cabinet of Dr. Caligari. For the main section, I put Nosferatu down in front as, Argyle Goolsby as Nosferatu, Mr. Scardenius and Nimvind as Dr. Caligari and Caesar, and Deterchigine from Bloodsucking Zombies from Outer Space in Maria's chair from Metropolis, because I'm a big fan of German silent movies too. I like all kinds of horror movies, all different eras. I'm less likely to watch the ones that came out after the millennium, but most of my movies are on VHS anyway, so I don't have to worry about it. So here's the weird thing. I listened to all these bands on the Hot Rods and Horror Shows playlist. Nimvind, Argyle Goolsby, Bloodsucking Zombies from Outer Space. There are a few other ones like The Other, and of course Necromantics were on there. Like, shout out to whoever made that playlist on Spotify. That was 5 or so years ago, and I was listening to about the same 5 or 6 songs that Spotify gave me until I found Scardenius' channel where he was covering my favorite songs from the Hot Rods and Horror Shows playlist, which I thought was kind of odd and awesome. And I wanted to be supportive of the channel. Being a vegan taught me to vote with my dollar, so I was buying merch left and right. Then I thought about it, and in an attempt to avoid an Adamant Trent Reznor situation, I'm like, I should really probably support the guys that wrote that music also, at least. So I bought one thing from my favorite bands, and this was the painting showing each of the bands I got stuff from. So I learned that fuck painting everyone in their tattoos. Next time I'm putting y'all in a jacket. I don't remember who I was talking to, but I did ask permission and get okay, get the images okay. It's just all right, and I tag you in it, blah blah blah. And everyone was cool and nice about it. But I don't remember who it was. One of them, I was just like, "Do you think, do you think Richie's gonna be mad? Do you think he's gonna understand? He's not tiny. It's just he's far away." Because honestly, like that, they were the biggest band, and after COVID, they were the first ones on stage. So I painted them already on stage, and we were all backstage. So like they were the big ones. They were the untouchables that I didn't even expect to hear anything from, and everyone else was going to be up close and personal. I had VIP tickets for Goolsby, but that concert was canceled, and I was so bummed because I actually was going to bring a print of this painting with me. And Molly was stoked too. It was going to be her first concert, but she ended up going to go see Ari Lehman playing First Station, and it was a good time. So she was not too worried about it. There will be other shows, and I still have my tickets. The venue said no refund, so I'm just hanging on to them. This will go in a frame someday. Can use them in some art. Who knows? Speaking of Goolsby, here's the one I did for Mr. Babadook, and I loved the video, and I'm so ashamed that I haven't seen the movie all the way through. I know the story. It's been properly spoiled for me. It hits home in a big way, but the video for the song Mr. Babadook that Blitzkid does, Argyle Goolsby does, it's fucking fantastic. So go watch that too. This painting is the very first one I ever did. This was the first one that happened during lockdown, and I called it October Sky, based on the Murderland song, of course. They also sing a song called Lisa's Grave that's really good, so check them out. That was a big deal. Alright. I met a friend that was like listening to me blasting my radio through a drive-through, and he's like, "Hey, is that Nim Vind?" I was like, "How the fuck do you know who Nim Vind is?" And he was a young kid, like could never be romantic or anything like that, but it was cool to find kindred spirits, and just in the excitement and feeling almost overwhelmed with some sort of emotion, I painted that haunted house and called it October Sky. And speaking of Nim Vind, my finger out of the way. If they ever reboot it, I know that Voltaire kind of has a claim on it, but if they ever decide to really reboot and redo Labyrinth, this is my pick for Jareth. Just consider it. Nim Vind, please. Listen to him sing. He sounds like the ghost of Bowie. Plus, the song ESP, whenever it's playing, something weird always happens. Like, someone I'm thinking about will text me, or, I don't know, I'll see a sign that says something that I've been thinking about. Something weird always happens when that song comes on my shuffle. But it's got to be on the shuffle. I can't just put it on and make stuff rap. And have... But the song ESP, listen to that one too. Something weird happens every time I listen to that one if it comes up on the shuffle. It's so bizarre. Not if it happens on purpose. I can't just play it and weird things will happen. But if I just have it on the shuffle and it comes on, someone will text me that I've been thinking about, or I'll see a sign that's relative to something I've been thinking about. It's really bizarre. So go listen to that one too. But listening to Nim Vind reminded me a lot of the Killers when I found them, because I remember listening to them going, man, damn, they sound like Lou Reed. It's a lot like Lou Reed. It's like someone on Nouveau Glam. What the hell? And when I started to do, I was like, turns out they actually did a fucking song with Lou Reed. Well, that was pretty cool. But I was going on and on and on to people about, my God, he sounds so much like Bowie. And then he turns around and releases White Magic, which is a mashup of two Bowie songs, Dance Magic Dance and Dead Men Walking. It's so good. Follow him on Spotify. In fact, you can follow all these guys on Spotify now. All four of them are on there. And this is one of my big works in progress. Is the monster. It's huge. It's like 3 feet by 4 feet. All the Ghostbusters villains playing poker. So there's some of my weird art. Think I should make any of these into prints? Let me know. If you want something commissioned, let me know. If you have any ideas, let me know. You want me to exercise for you? But yeah, that's all I got. I'll leave all the links and social media stuffs in the description. In theory, we'll see how this whole YouTube thing works out. But hey, thanks for hanging out, guys.